शूज़ जिना की सबसे पहली पहचान है। मैंने बचपन से ऐसे ही जूते पहने हैं एंड एवरी टाइम आई वेयर देम पीपल रेफर टू मी एज जिना। इट्स अ ह्यूज कॉम्प्लीमेंट बिकॉज फॉर मी ही इज अ ट्रू स्टाइल आइकॉन। आज जो मैं आपसे शेयर करने जा रहा हूँ वो एक बहुत कीमती ख़जाना है। एक ऐसा ख़जाना जो मैं हर एक पाकिस्तानी के साथ दिल से शेयर करना चाहता हूँ। बहुत कुछ हमसे छुपाया गया और बहुत कुछ हम तक कभी नहीं पहुंचा। पाकिस्तान कैसे बना? पाकिस्तान का नाम कैसे रखा गया? जिन्ना की पर्सनल लाइफ और उनका स्टाइल क्या था? कायद-ए-आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना was a modern man who enjoyed the finer things in life. मुझे ये सब ख़जाना इकट्ठे करने में तकरीबन 11 साल लगे। Yes, it took me almost 11 years to put together all of what you're going to see tonight. And it is my gift to each one of you on the 61st birthday of Pakistan. जब ये प्रोग्राम प्रेजेंट करने की अपॉर्चुनिटी मुझे मिली तो I felt absolutely compelled to dress up for a man who was so impeccably dressed.
August 1947. A nation is about to be born. Its founding father, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, lands at the new capital, Karachi.
Hi and good evening. And that was Jinnah, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, a man we all greatly admire and love. And all for different reasons. Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah जो हैं मेरे ख्याल में if not number one, he's got to be amongst the top 5, 6, 7, 8 most stylish personalities in the politics of India-Pakistan of the 20th century. उनका जो स्टाइल था वो तो इतना remarkable और इतना impeccable था, from the clothes he wore, the way he lived, the cars he drove, and each and everything about him. ये प्रोग्राम जो आज हम आपके लिए कर रहे हैं वो थोड़ा सा हटके है, थोड़ा डिफरेंट है। वो इस तरह कि पाकिस्तान की पॉलिटिक्स और हिस्ट्री, पार्टीशन, द इंडिपेंडेंस एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, एवरीथिंग पुट असाइड, वो भी आपको दिखाते चलेंगे साथ साथ प्रोग्राम में। बट ये जो प्रोग्राम है ये ख़ास कायद-ए-आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना के स्टाइल के बारे में है।
When you say I love you, it's a sin to tell a liar. Millions of hearts have been broken, yes, yes. You know why? Just because these foolish words were spoken. You know what the words are, don't you? Well, here they are. I love you, I love you, I love you. If you break my heart, I'll break your joy and then I'll die. Be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin to tell a lie, yes. What's your lie, son? Go on and tell it. Yeah.
I have been a great fan of Muhammad Ali Jinnah, especially for his style, fashion being my background, my love, my forte, my interest, और I love clothes. और जिन्ना जो थे वो हमेशा मेरी ख्वाहिश थी कि जब पाकिस्तान जाऊंगा तो जाके I will collect books, photographs, postcards, posters and see how the man lived. उनका lifestyle, उनके बारे में कुछ समझूंगा. But you know, to my greatest disappointment, when I came here, there was nothing to find in the market. वही एक तस्वीर जो हमारे करेंसी नोट पे भी है और वो हर जगह दिखाई जाती है, ग्रीन बैकग्राउंड, शेरवानी एंड टोपी. और शायद एक और तस्वीर है वो जो बैठे हुए चेयर पे सिगार हाथ में पकड़ा हुआ है. और फिर जब आप फिल्म फुटेज की भी बात करते हैं तो उसमें भी इतनी डिसअपॉइंटमेंट हुई क्योंकि ईयर आफ्टर ईयर आफ्टर ईयर द ओनली टाइम यू एक्चुअली सॉ जिन्ना ऑन टेलीविजन वाज ऑन द 14th of August. और वो भी वही 2-3 फुटेजेस हैं कि एक मार्च पास्ट हो रही है, शायद एयरपोर्ट पे वो हैं और यूँ करते हुए जा रहे हैं. फिर मैं सोच में पड़ गया कि क्या ये सब कुछ डिलिबरेट है. अगर ये सोचा जाए कि अगर जिन्ना साहब आज से 800 साल पहले ज़िंदा होते जब कैमरे नहीं थे और तस्वीरें नहीं खींचती थीं तो कुछ समझ में आता है. बट जस्ट अ कपल ऑफ डेकेड्स बैक, जस्ट अ फ्यू डेकेड्स अगो, और वो भी एक ऐसा आदमी जिसने इस हमारी कंट्री को बनाया, द फाउंडर ऑफ आवर नेशन, और उनके ऊपर कोई हमारे पास चीज़ें नहीं है देखने को. So you know, जब ये opportunity मिली इस प्रोग्राम को करने की तो I was so absolutely thrilled because not only that I got the chance, the opportunity to not only share what I know about Jinnah, but also to learn so much more. क्योंकि हम लोगों ने कुछ जब research की तो we were very lucky to actually get hold of about 50-60 photographs of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, his sister Fatima, his other brothers and sisters, his family and friends. और इतनी amazing film footage जो आप इस शो में देखेंगे जो शायद आपने कभी पहले नहीं देखी होगी. और मैं इसका दावा देता हूँ कि मेरे ख्याल में बहुत ज़्यादा पाकिस्तानियों ने, a lot of people in our country have probably never ever seen these photographs or these films before. Let's take a look.
I think they were very excited at the idea of getting Pakistan. Economically, they felt they were going to be much better. Secondly, I think they felt that, you know, we would be out of the domination of the Hindus.
As a young man, I was all for my homeland, and I was ready to die and work hard in order to achieve the goal that was set out by Mr. Jinnah.
In the West, Jinnah is little known, unlike his famous contemporary Mahatma Gandhi. Yet even more than Gandhi, Jinnah shaped the turbulent events which unfolded 50 years ago. Jinnah has been popularly portrayed as the man behind partition, responsible for bloodily tearing the Indian subcontinent apart, most notoriously in the feature film Gandhi.
How do you propose to separate?
Where there is a Muslim majority, that will be Pakistan. The rest is your India.
My dear Jinnah, the Muslims are in a majority on two different sides of the country.
Let us worry about Pakistan. You worry about India.
But is this view of Jinnah and his role in partition correct? Tonight we present compelling evidence that until the end he didn't want partition, and that he never foresaw the full price of Pakistan.
What you just saw is indeed unusual footage, और आगे आप इस प्रोग्राम में ऐसी बहुत सारी और भी चीज़ें देखेंगे. अब जो आप चीज़ देखने लगे हैं वो भी बड़ी अनयूजुअल है, क्योंकि वो कायदे आज़म की जो बेटी है डीना वाडिया, शी लिव्स इन बॉम्बे इन इंडिया, एंड जो कभी पाकिस्तान नहीं आई थी until a few years ago when she came here, और ये उनकी पहली मीडिया अपीयरेंस थी, और इसमें वो बता रही हैं समथिंग अबाउट हर फादर. तो वो क्या कह रही हैं चल के सुनते हैं.
The one thing I know, and I was very much aware of, and he discussed it, he never really wanted to break away. Well, I think the original thing that was in common was how to get the British out. That was the, I mean, you know, how to get India independent.
The enthusiastic students took their new plan to Jinnah, now living in Hampstead with his sister Fatima and his daughter Dina.
And when we broached this subject to him, he was absolutely furious. And he said, almost he said, if I can remember quoting him, had it not been for your ages, I would have taken you to be stooges of British imperialism. You're out to break one good the British have done, to unite the heterogeneous elements of India into a united whole. And you're out to break this. Keep away, young men. Keep away from them. Something like that.
So at that time, he was still absolutely committed to an Indian union.
Unity.
पाकिस्तान का नाम कैसे रखा गया?
What name? So we said the first name of the provinces. We had P for Punjab, A for Afghania, K for Kashmir, S for Sindh, and Tan for Balochistan.
If Jinnah was to have his Pakistan, Mountbatten, whose sympathies lay with Nehru, was determined it should be as small as possible. Only those districts of Bengal and Punjab where the Muslims were in a majority would be included. Mountbatten feared that Jinnah would reject his plan for a truncated Pakistan. But time was not on Jinnah's side. Now 70, he wanted to be head of the new state. One evening after the talks, Mountbatten's chief of staff, Lord Ismay, reported that Jinnah seemed ready to take whatever he could get.
Towards the end of the dinner, someone asked the question, how did the talks go? And Ismay, getting hold of a cigarette, a matchbox, which lay on the table for lighting cigars, and saying, today I had the impression that if I wrote Pakistan on this matchbox, Mr. Jinnah would accept it.
In point of fact, the actual decision to accept the plan was made on his behalf by Mountbatten. And all he did was to nod his head, which is all he had to do. He didn't nod his head the wrong way, he nodded it in a nodding of acceptance, and that was in fact the actual token agreement which made possible the June the 3rd plan to be announced and the Government of India Act to be passed and all the rest of the transaction.
We must remember that we have to take momentous decisions and handle grave issues facing us in the solution of the complex political problem of this great subcontinent inhabited by 400 million of people.
I was in Bombay, my house, and he phoned and he said, "We've got it." I said, "Got it? You know, what's?" And he said, "Pakistan." I said, "Well, you've worked hard for it." Then we had a personal conversation, and that was it.
2 months later, Jinnah was Pakistan's first head of state. He was an exhausted man.
The reception tired out Mr. Jinnah, and he gradually moved from the crowd in the lawn onto the terrace and said to one of us, "Tell Mountbatten I'm tired and I'd like to leave." And so Mountbatten came and he said something about, he will get used to these occasions and so on. But he didn't make an allowance for the fact none of us knew that he was ill.
Flags at half-mast express the mourning of Karachi, the city where Jinnah was born and capital of the state he brought into being.
A year later, Jinnah was dead. At his swearing in, he'd already been suffering from the lung cancer which would kill him.
The one thing I know, and I was very much aware of, and he discussed it, he never really wanted to break away. You know, he thought India everybody could live together and come to terms with the Congress Party or the Hindu government or whoever was going to be in charge. And as history tells us, it wasn't to be.
Whatever Jinnah really wanted, Pakistan was what he got, and millions of Pakistanis are glad that he got it. Today, more than ever, he is the nation's figurehead. But some who knew and loved Jinnah doubt whether the country now reflects its founder's vision.
I was very proud of Pakistan. I had great expectations of Pakistan. And what I had suffered in India had made me even more pro-Pakistan. He always discussed that he intended to make this country a secular state. The way it has been distorted and corrupted, I could not have imagined.
If Mr. Jinnah came back to Pakistan today, what do you think he'd think?
His dream will be shattered. He would be surprised. He would be flabbergasted. And I think people who are in charge of affairs will say, go back to your place.
और अब आगे जो हम देखने लगे हैं वो भी बहुत ही, खैर मेरे लिए तो बहुत इम्प्रेसिव किस्म की वो फुटेज है, बिकॉज उसमें जो द लास्ट वाइस रॉय ऑफ इंडिया लॉर्ड लुई माउंटबैटन, उनके जो प्रेस सेक्रेटरी हैं, उनके व्यूज़ जिन्ना साहब की पर्सनालिटी के बारे में, और फुटेज है उस डिनर की जो कायद आज़म ने एज गवर्नर जनरल ऑफ पाकिस्तान जो उन्होंने होस्ट किया था फॉर लॉर्ड माउंटबैटन एंड हिज वाइफ एडवीना. तो उसमें वो सब कुछ, उनके कपड़े और उनका अंदाज़, उनकी पर्सनालिटी, साथ फातिमा जिन्ना हैं, और देयर सम फुटेज ऑफ बेगम राना लियाकत ऑल्सो. और जो सबसे ज़्यादा मज़े की चीज़ है वो ये है कि इसमें जो माउंटबैटन के जो प्रेस सेक्रेटरी हैं, जो उन्होंने लफ्ज़ इस्तेमाल किए हैं जिन्ना साहब की पर्सनालिटी को डिस्क्राइब करने के लिए. जस्ट लिसन टू इट.
On August 13th, 1947, the last Viceroy of India, Lord Louis Mountbatten, swept into Karachi for a celebratory banquet. It was hosted by Muhammad Ali Jinnah.
I got this amazing sense of his power, of the potency of the man. Here is Pakistan's King Emperor, Archbishop of Canterbury, Prime Minister, Speaker, all rolled into one formidable Qaid-e-Azam.
Qaid-i-Azam, meaning great leader, was the title Jinnah's followers had given him. Yet at this moment of his greatest triumph, he seemed strangely aloof.
I was responsible for the bodyguard. Mountbatten went through the process of introducing me. The Qaid-i-Azam listened to for a minute or so, and then retired. So I don't think beyond the call of duty, he enjoyed the pomp and ceremony excessively, but he played his part, I think.
There was no sense of exhilaration or of excitement. He was reflective, reserved, quiet, still.
Jinnah already knew from the huge number of refugees pouring into Karachi that Pakistan was being born at a price. But that night no one foresaw the full scale of the bloodshed to come. The next morning, Jinnah and his sister Fatima drove from Government House to the new Parliament for the transfer of power. The Mountbattens followed, amid a final display of British pomp. Jinnah assured Mountbatten of Pakistan's goodwill towards Britain.
Your Excellency, I thank His Majesty, the King, on behalf of the Pakistan Constituent Assembly and myself for his gracious message. Yes, we are parting as friends, and I sincerely hope that we shall remain friends.
Britain's departure brought glee. Partition would bring horror. In British India, Muslims had lived as majorities in the northwest and northeast. These areas formed the basis for West and East Pakistan. The provinces of Bengal and Punjab had only small Muslim majorities and were to be partitioned. In Punjab, this would leave the Muslims in Pakistan and Hindus and Sikhs in India. Many were frightened of being caught on the wrong side and had already left their homes. But on the night of independence, the new boundaries hadn't yet been announced.
I think the Mountbatten did really want a happy night. And there wasn't going to be a happy night if the boundary award had been announced. This was going to lead, in the Punjab at least, to widespread disturbances. Probably nobody thought that there would be an entire, virtually 100% shift of populations between the East and the West Punjab.
The night of the 14th of August, there had been a pitched battle in Lahore railway station with about 60 people killed. When the governor left on the early morning of the 15th by air, he looked down on the smoke of a flaming city.
आई एम श्योर अभी तक जो आपने फुटेज देखी है वो ना कि सिर्फ इन्जॉय की होगी बल्कि उसके साथ साथ उसमें से बहुत कुछ सीखा भी होगा. When I first saw this documentary in England years ago, I was really taken aback because I had never seen such photographs of him, such images of him. You know, Jinnah was almost like this ghostly figure who was real but yet not real, you know. जब तक ये सब कुछ देखा तो बड़ी हैरत हुई.
Jinnah resented being typecast as Muslim when his manner and dress were so westernized and modern.
He was very British in his own character. That is the funny part, you see. He was so British, it's just not true. The way he behaved, the way he lived, the way he ate, the way he stood, everything that he did was very, very British.
आपने सुना भी कि however that he was born in Karachi, but his friends say that Jinnah was terribly English. He was very, very British. British in his mannerism, in his speech, in his lifestyle, everything. और in fact जब वो वापस इंडिया भी आए, बॉम्बे आए और प्रैक्टिस शुरू की, तो वो मेरे ख्याल में पूरी ज़िंदगी जो थी, he found it very difficult to sort of come to terms with the fact that he was not really British. And he lived, but then, you know, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't really matter. What matters is, whatever you do, you must do it right. And he did it very, very well. In fact, I think he was more British than most British people themselves.
जिन्हा को अच्छे शूज़, अच्छी गाड़ियाँ, अच्छे सूट्स, अच्छे सिगार्स, अच्छा खाना पीना और सब कुछ बहुत पसंद था. In fact, he was more English than the English themselves. और उनका यही एक एलिटिस्ट स्टाइल जो था, उसकी वजह से उनमें और उनके फॉलोअर्स में काफ़ी फासला पैदा होना शुरू हो गया. His friends soon advised him to follow an Eastern outlook. और हाँ, उन्होंने जब ईस्टर्न कपड़े भी पहने तो उसको भी स्टाइल से कैरी किया. In fact, he looked very, very good. और जिसकी वजह से उनकी शोहरत में और भी इजाफा हुआ. और हाँ, इस फिल्म में एक और बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सीन है, और वो सीन जिसमें जिन्हा को पाकिस्तान दिया गया. वो एक कमरे में दाखिल होते हैं और लॉर्ड माउंटबैटन से हाथ मिलाते हैं, और उस मीटिंग में साथ नेहरू भी बैठे हुए हैं. और ये वो वाली मीटिंग है जिसमें उनको पाकिस्तान दिया गया. अगर आप करीब से देखें तो जिन्हा's eyes are full of excitement at age 70 जब उनको पाकिस्तान दिया गया.
अगर आप देखें उनके कपड़े पहनने का अंदाज़, उनके जूते, उनकी शेरवानी पे इस पे मैं बात करता हूँ कि हमारी बड़ी मैं समझता हूँ कि मैं पर्सनली समझता हूँ कि बड़ी एक तरह से बिट ट्रैजिक कि हमारे मुल्क में जो अच्छी खूबसूरत चीज़ें हैं हमारी कल्चर की, वो बिल्कुल ही एक नमूना, एक आइटम ही बन के रह गई है. जैसे शेरवानी जो है, वो जब हम शेरवानी का नाम लेते हैं तो दो चीज़ें फ़ौरन जहन में आती हैं, एक कायदे आज़म और दूसरा एक दूल्हा. जबकि शेरवानी जो है, मैं समझता हूँ कि इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एलिगेंट ड्रेसेस फॉर मैन, एंड इन इंडिया पाकिस्तान बोथ. वेरी वेरी फ्लैटरिंग, ग्रेट सिलुएट. आई लव शेरवानी. और शेरवानी से एक दूसरा फैक्ट मैं आपको ये बताता चलूँ कि जो टेल कोट है, द ओल्ड ब्रिटिश टेल कोट, actually came out of a sherwani. When the British originally came to India, so they saw our Rajas and Maharajas in this wonderful attire. They were so impressed. They actually altered it and made it their own. They cut open the front and left the tail, और उसके अंदर आज तक जो पहनते हैं कमर पे, उसको आज भी कहते हैं कमरबंद. तो there's a fact for you. लेकिन जिन्हा ने जो थी, उन्होंने सूट पहना तो वो भी बड़ा खूबसूरत, और जब शेरवानी पहनी तो वो भी बड़े ही स्टाइलिश अंदाज से. एक चीज़ ज़रूर ये याद रखें कि इट्स नॉट व्हाट यू वेयर, it's how you wear it. और उससे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है लिबास की फिटिंग. और मैं ज़रूर ये कहूँगा, एक मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है, और कि मेरे ख्याल में बहुत लोगों को यहाँ पे शेरवानी पहननी चाहिए. हम लोग सूट पहन के बाहर आ जाते हैं, वो भी सॉरी टू से विदाउट रियली द कंटेंट, यू नो. फिटिंग भी अजीब सी है, सूट पहनने का तरीका भी कुछ और है. फॉर्मल सूटिंग में अ डबल कफ लिंक, वेस्ट कोट तो अब फैशन में बिल्कुल जैसे समझते हैं कि वो एक अजीब ही, बट वेयरिंग अ वेस्ट कोट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, स्पेशली इन विंटर. There are many other details of getting dressed, and Jinnah, I think, was really a role model for many people. एक चीज़ ये कि अगर लोगों का ये ख्याल है कि जो उनके कपड़े थे शायद उस दौर के थे और उस दौर में हर इंसान उस तरह के कपड़े पहनता था, तो शायद मैं आपको थोड़ा सा ये बताता चलूँ कि स्टाइल जो है उस दौर का ज़रूर होगा सर्टन चीज़ों में, बट जिन्ना actually paid so much attention to his silhouette, to his fitting, and the attention to detail. अगर आप तस्वीरें देखें, जो भी आप देख रहे हैं, कि उसमें उनके साथ और भी बहुत सारे लोग आप उनके साथ खड़े देख रहे होंगे, लेकिन जो फिनेस, उनकी चूड़ीदार पजामे की जो फिटिंग, फ्रॉक शेरवानी उसकी जो फिटिंग, सूट्स जो हैं उनकी फिटिंग, फिर जो लिटिल डिटेल्स अबाउट हिज क्लोथ्स, that was impeccable. I think after Jinnah, the other couple of people who I think have some sort of interest with clothes, with style, मेरी नज़र में तो सबसे number one is साहबजादा याकूब खान, impeccable man, attention to detail. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, of course, again, yes, you know, a man with great class and style, loved cigars, good clothes, just like Jinnah, and you know, getting their suits stitched at Savile Row in London, or all that sort of pomp and glory. तो मैं तो यही कहूँगा कि इनका जो स्टाइल है कायदे आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना का, वो वाकई क्योंकि बहुत एक यूनिक स्टाइल है. हमारी कौम जो है बड़ी खूबसूरत है. द मैन आर वेरी गुड लुकिंग एंड सो आर द वेमेन. और मैं पर्सनली जो है चंद सालों से मेंस प्रोग्राम्स कर रहा हूँ, मैंने उससे बहुत कुछ सीखा है और हमेशा यही बात की है कि हमारी पाकिस्तानी जो कौम है is really one of the most good-looking people in the world for many reasons. One of the main reasons is the mix of blood we have, you know, from Caucasian and Greek to African. There's so much mixed blood in us. So इतनी variety of शक्लें और bone structure है हमारे, skin tone इतनी खूबसूरत है. We as men as Pakistani nation can actually get away by wearing a lot of things. And जिस नेशन, जिस कौम का फाउंडर, उसका फादर कायदे आज़म मोहम्मद अली जिन्ना हो, तो मेरे ख्याल में हम लोगों को अपने आप पे बहुत एक फ़ख्र होना चाहिए. and we should really take pride in the way we look. A very, very happy Independence Day to you all. From me, lots of love. Khuda Hafiz.